Thanks for joining us. Within the last 2 hours, the White House confirms a deal has been reached to extend the truce between Israel and Hamas. David Noriega has the latest from Tel Aviv.
Today is day 4 of the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas. We have seen over the last 3 days groups of Israeli hostages released from the Gaza Strip, plus additional foreign national hostages released outside of the framework of the agreement, and in return, Palestinian prisoners released from Israeli military jails in the occupied West Bank. What we have heard from medical authorities in Israel is that the health condition of most of those hostages released from Israel is generally stable and good. During the pause in hostilities, several aid trucks have been allowed to enter the Gaza Strip and, importantly, have been allowed to distribute that aid into the entirety of the Gaza Strip, including the north, where the worst of the devastation and destruction has taken place. Among the Israeli hostages released just yesterday was Abigail Idan, a 4-year-old American girl who turned 4 years old on Friday, the first day of the ceasefire agreement. What we have heard from hospitals in Israel is that her condition, along with the condition of all the other children released yesterday on day 3 of the ceasefire agreement, is stable. In Tel Aviv, David Noriega, NBC News.
In just 1 hour, the Council on American Islamic Relations Minnesota is announcing legal action against Edina schools. It says the district silenced Muslim students who expressed support for Palestine. At 1 p.m. this afternoon, CAIR will hold a press conference at its offices in Minneapolis talking about the issue. It will also present reports highlighting similar cases in schools across the state. We'll have an update on our evening newscasts. We're waiting on potential charges for the person arrested in a deadly stabbing outside Southdale Center in Edina. Right now, we know the name of the man killed in the incident. Family tells us that Christian Lungard had just picked up sparkling grape juice for a family Thanksgiving and was attacked while waiting for the bus. Emergency crews were called and Lungard was rushed to the hospital where he died. The Minnesota Attorney General's office confirms Derek Chauvin is expected to survive after being stabbed inside a federal prison in Tucson, Arizona. The former Minneapolis police officer is serving time for the murder of George Floyd in 2020. We spoke with the Minneapolis Police Chief, Brian O'Hara, about the attack on Chauvin.
Any attack like this against any individual is not a cause for celebration at all. And it's kind of a sobering reminder of kind of where we've been as a profession and all the work that we still have to do.
We were unable to reach Chauvin's attorney, and the Federal Bureau of Prisons was unable to provide further updates on a condition or the stabbing. An historic day in Minnesota as Justice Natalie Hudson is sworn in as the next Chief Justice of the state Supreme Court. She's the first Black Chief Justice on the court ever. Hudson has served on the court since 2015 and will be replacing Lori Gilday, who's retiring after serving the position for 13 years. Also making history today is Carl Procaccini, who will be sworn in as a new Associate Supreme Court Justice. He is the first Muslim to sit on the court. Today's ceremony starts at 3 p.m. at the Minnesota History Center. And right now, a man held without bail after pleading not guilty to shooting 3 college students of Palestinian descent is in Vermont after being taken into custody this morning. The shooting happened Saturday in Vermont. Police say that the 3 men were visiting one of the victims' relatives for Thanksgiving when the suspect confronted them and allegedly fired 4 rounds. 2 of the victims are in stable condition, but the other person suffered serious injuries. Well, we do have some good news to share with you today about the recovery of a Holy Angels hockey player. Mason Garcia's family says he is set to be released from the hospital this Friday. And according to his CaringBridge page, Mason suffered a traumatic brain injury after he was taken off the ice on the stretcher last weekend. He couldn't walk and move initially, but there was no evidence of spinal cord injury, according to the family. The post on his site says that there is still more work to be done, but Mason can't wait to get home and back to school. Well, today could be a record-breaking Cyber Monday, experts project. Online sales to climb to $12 billion. That's up more than 6% from last year. This comes after a strong Black Friday, where shoppers spent 7.5% more than in 2022. Experts say they're expecting most of today's purchases to happen late tonight.
The 5 hours between 6 to 11 p.m. PST, that's when we see spend velocity really take off. And we're expecting about $4 billion in spend just between those 5 hours.
Well, you just heard him say the peak shopping hours will be from 6 to 11 Pacific time. But for us, that's 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. For some good deals, you may want to check out Target, which is slashing prices up to 60%, and Walmart, who's taking up to 80% off. Meanwhile, Amazon is rolling out deals every 5 minutes. Well, let's go ahead and check in with Jamie for our first look at weather. Jamie, this is a good day to be online shopping.
Yeah, rather than battling the weather at the parking lots when you're heading out and running those errands, yes, cyber shopping might be a good alternative for today. We'll take a look at the numbers outside. Right now, it is certainly a bit colder than we've had in the past few days. Many of us just hovering in the teens right now. Laverne at 25, however. Jackson, Marshall, 19, 10 in Thief River Falls, and 12 up in International Falls. Grand Marais at 9 right now. And what makes it worse? Oh, we know this. Those winds from the northwest, good 15 to 20 miles an hour in many neighborhoods right now. So what does it really feel like? Well, there's your current wind chill. It's going to be single digits above and below zero across the region for nearly everyone and throughout much of the day. We will start to see that cloud cover begin to more or less just dissolve through the afternoon hours. Expecting to see some sunshine, but as I refer to it, it's rather cosmetic. It just looks really pretty. It's just not going to heat things up too terribly fast. But we will talk about some warmer temperatures, some more seasonable temperatures coming up in just a few minutes.
Oh, thank you so much, Jamie. Well, tonight, the Vikings are looking to start a new winning streak. Will Hall has the details on tonight's Monday Night Football matchup at US Bank Stadium against the Chicago Bears.
The Vikings will look to start a new winning streak on Monday Night Football against the Bears. The Purple and Gold seeking a 6th consecutive win against Chicago. This will be a rematch of their Week 6 game back in October. Again, the Vikings defense really dominated, recording 5 sacks and 3 turnovers in the 19-13 win. One major thing to keep an eye on is if Justin Jefferson plays or not. The Vikings officially listing him as questionable. JJ has missed the last 6 games with that strained hamstring. The Vikes do have a bye next weekend, which could impact if we see JJ or not.
Sports director Reggie Wilson and the KARE 11 sports team will be live at US Bank Stadium with more on tonight's NFC North matchup on our evening newscast. Coming up next, he could be the new high-tech St. Nick, how a man is using a 3D printer to bring joy to kids in the Midwest. Plus, a cantaloupe-linked salmonella outbreak is causing concern right here in our state. We'll tell you what to look out for coming up in 10 minutes. is that time. Toys for Tots officially starting today. And of course, what better way to start it off than with our friends from City and County Credit Union. I have my friend Lucy here. How was it collecting the toys?
It has been an absolute blast. We've just seen a huge turnout from our members and staff, and it's just been wonderful to just see all the toys come in.
Why is this so important?
At City and County, we just really love community giving. So whether we're collecting Toys for Tots or we're out volunteering in our community, that really is at the heart of what we do.
I know you guys are competitive. How many toys so far?
We have a whole car full of toys today, but we'll be collecting through December 15th.
Ah, there we go. And of course, you can get in on all the fun as well. Toys for Tots time is now. And every year, Toys for Tots donates toys to thousands of kids in the Twin Cities. Now, one Iowa man is using technology to help make some kids' holiday a little brighter. Jenna Webster has the story.
It'll run through and feed it through the machine.
It's no secret at this time of year,
There we go.
Santa needs a lot of help.
IC3D calls us the 3D printing elves
Elf Dylan Bowen
because we make the toys.
has a mini portable workshop,
And then the fans kick on.
a high-tech 3D printer.
Pretty much like the first year of 3D printing, I spent watching almost every single print.
3 years ago, he was the first in Iowa to begin 3D printing toys for Tots. From alligators to dolphins to dogs, even an 8-legged octopus. On average, each toy takes about 30 minutes to make.
It heats up in that core and then is pushed out the nozzle.
That first year, he donated 350 toys. Now, this penguin that's slowly taking shape is one of more than 3,000.
And it's really fun to get to look and see boxes of toys that are, piling up.
It's all his unique touch, his way of giving back during the holidays.
I always had good Christmases growing up, and I know there's plenty of kids out there who aren't lucky enough to have that. And so I just want to give them that and be able to give them unique toys that really you can't just go off and buy.
A gift that's just a click
And it's done.
and a print away.
And it just pulls back the material for the next print.
He may not be coming down your chimney, but this elf's gift is one from the heart.
So cool. Well, First Lady Dr. Jill Biden unveiled this year's White House holiday theme just a few hours ago. The theme this year is Magic, Wonder, and Joy of the Holidays. It's designed to capture the imagination of childhood and encourage people to reflect on the joy of the season, which is always so fun. I will say the joy of the season is a lot better when it's pretty outside, especially when the wind feels like it did on my bones just a few minutes ago. Yeah. That right there, I need something pretty to look at.
Yeah, if the alarm clock doesn't wake you up, the wind chill will definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, some folks like to do that cold water, just kind of sit in the cold tub, or maybe a cold shower to wake them up.
No, thank you.
Just step outside.
Well,
wind chill's going to do all the work for you today.
It's free.
It's free, yeah. Take a look at this, that temperature trend. Now, yesterday afternoon, we had a little surge in the temperatures, a little pop in the temps, and the atmosphere was mixing in some warmer air aloft. You can see we had some mid-30s. Yesterday's high 34, and it's just been a steady drop over the past several hours. We bottomed out at 12 degrees, and we're back up to a balmy 16 right now. We will talk about some very nice temperatures coming up, but we have to get through Monday. We have to get through these cold temperatures and these brisk winds. Those as well will be falling later on tonight. So again, this is going to be a short cold snap. It's going to be a short bout with some nasty wind chills. We'll get through it. We'll enjoy a very nice middle and later part of the week. There's a look at the current temperature, or the temperature change over the past 24 hours. Boy, I don't want those to be the current temperatures. We'd have a totally different attitude towards the weather today if that was the current temps. But you can see it has dropped a good 10 to 20 degrees for most of us since this time yesterday. Got behind that cold front. This is where we are right now. Many of us around the mid-teens in central and southern Minnesota, but you're going to find sitting pretty close to 10 degrees across the North Country right now. Where's the heat? Where's the warmth? Well, it's packed away to the west right now. Rapid City at 40 degrees at this hour. Billings at 37. Even Glasgow, Montana, 31 right now. That warmth is headed this way. It will start to build in tomorrow evening and then continue to build right into Wednesday. You see there it is behind that front. And again, that warmth just just to the west of us. In the meantime, we're going to continue to pull in some cloud cover and that cooler air from the northwest, but we're expecting to see more and more sunshine as the afternoon wears on, and later on tonight we are going to lose the cloud cover, expecting mostly clear skies, which means no blanket at night to hold in any warmth. We'll use that term warmth loosely, but we will start to feel a southwest wind. So looks as though we may have another cold night, maybe low teens and single digits in parts of the region like we started out this morning. But as we roll through Tuesday, the clouds come in and then the southwest winds start to build in as we get to Wednesday. We really turn things around in terms of temperatures. But for today, again, looking for that sunshine to emerge here in the afternoon hours. A high of about 22 degrees, but it's that northwest wind 10 to 15. That's going to keep it feeling like single digits throughout the day. Here's a look at those wind chills. Again, daytime high is certainly nothing to scream about either. In fact, our daytime high is about where our overnight low should be this time of year. Here's a look at the rest of the region. Like I said, it's teens and 20s for today. We got to grin and bear it. We'll get through this today, and then we'll start to enjoy this warm up that's going to be underway. Like I said, Tuesday. Take a look at this. As you go from Tuesday night into Wednesday, that overnight low of 25 is warmer than what we're going to have today for a daytime high. The wind's also dying down. Mid-30s to low 40s puts us very close to seasonal averages, and we're going to keep an eye on a chance that we have a little bit of light snow shower as we go through Saturday afternoon into the evening hours. Doesn't look like it's going to be much of anything right now. We'll be right back.
15 years of storytelling, hundreds of videos, all in one place. Land of 10,000 Stories, the complete collection. Rewatch your favorite stories or use the interactive map to find new stories across our state. Go to KARE11.com/land.
A nationwide salmonella outbreak linked to cantaloupe is now deadly. The CDC says 2 Minnesotans have died after eating the fruit. The agency says Minnesota has the largest number of cases, with 13 of the 99 cases reported here. Now, the recall is affecting both whole and cut cantaloupe sold at several stores, including Aldi's in Wisconsin. 2 new brands, Rudy and Racetrack brand cantaloupes, are now part of the recall. If you have any of the fruit, throw it away. Meanwhile, recalled applesauce products are still on some Dollar Tree store shelves, and the FDA recalled cinnamon applesauce pouches after reports of high blood lead levels in kids. There have been 52 reports of illnesses among children under the age of 4 in 25 states. Dollar Tree says it's working with the FDA on clearing all of the products from their shelves. The Virginia-based company also says it has locked its register to block any sales of the items. Honda is recalling tens of thousands of vehicles because of an issue that could make accidents more dangerous. The automaker says the 300,000 affected 2022 to 2023 HRVs and Accords could be missing a small component which affects the part of the seatbelt that makes it tighten when a crash happens. No injuries or deaths have been reported because of the issue, which federal regulators call a manufacturing error. We'll be right back.